What a move after last week too. We saw that what was it 3.8 billion net premium. We'll get to that too on Thursday. Yeah, probably the gap up following earnings, just a rocket. I know there was that kind of day. Is there was money to be made on all sides of that, and short sellers on that stock, where I would assume buying stock, you would assume so. So it was definitely some volume, but we'll see. Tesla, July 11th, 271. Today, 273.54 in regular hours at 269. These were some of our levels we've talked about the last few weeks that we've been trading. I know it's been a good name for everybody, it seems like. If you're on the right side, we had the classic sell the news robo-taxi scenario, boom, which I think just provided that kind of tight area until, I mean, Wall Street was waiting for earnings and they reacted, and that's what we got. So I think I had talked about over the weekend, I was doing a kind of a more longer term because I like looking at long charts zoomed out. 'Cause a lot of people got concerned, with Tesla year to date, not up a whole lot, but I was like, well, let's zoom out 5 years. It's up 2,000. I mean, it doesn't. It just depends on what you're looking for with Tesla. Whether you trade it, to make money on call options or put options or what have you, or you're a long term investor. Yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios there. Let's take a look at some of the flow today, though, on Tesla and see what's actually going on. And if anyone's in the chat, I'll get to that in just a second. Let's take a look here at Tesla and pull up some of that net flow action. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. Just wanted to do something. I know with the post sometimes, there's so much I want to say, and I know sometimes you just want to see something quick, or sometimes you enjoy the longer threads. And I try to do different things just because I feel like I probably talk too much and have too much to say. I know sometimes not everyone has that time. So I figure sometimes I was at the desk, had everything set up still. I was like, let's jump on live for a little bit, talk about some of these things, and then I'll let you get back to your day. Just another way to connect, and it's just a little more personal, than the sometimes just here's the post, here's the replies. But let's see, Tesla 942 mil. I know it seems like a lot, but it is a lot for a stock, but it's in kind of a normal day, kind of a lighter day. Net premium negative, let's see, 4.6 mil. Net call premium 1.41, and then net put premiums up 6.1. So stock still, let's see, 270. 31% over the last year. Year to date close 8.65%. 6 months though, 60 points, not bad. 5 year 1100, I'll take it. Let's see, hottest contracts today, and these are going to be just by like highest volume, and we'll look at where the actual money's flowing to. 270s, 275s for this week, 280s, 300s. That's out there a little bit. Let's see, some put action, 270s, 260, 265, 250. Nothing real like, hey, because you see it's kind of right down the middle, and no one's going to make it easy like, oh, buy this, oh, sell that. And with a big name stock like that, you'll see it's, for example, if I pull up the 270, it's going to be matched almost with bid and ask volume. So it's not necessarily directional. You have buyers, sellers, they buy, they sell. You have sellers that sell, they buy. You buy, you scalp, you buy, you close, you open. So yeah, it's kind of 41, 36. You can't really, say if this was all like 80,000 ask volume, no bid against the open interest, you'd be like, wow. Now it still doesn't mean to ignore it because they're right at the money, in the money. So there's 24,000 open interest, 86,000 volume today. We'll see how much opens changes tomorrow there. But it's something to look at, because you get too many calls in the money. You got to, buy and adjust shares accordingly for hedges. So if we look at like a day like last week following earnings, and we'll just talk about the day before earnings. Total premium 813 mil. Today 945. Just kind of give you perspective. Earlier last week, 500 mil, 464. Some of the other previous bigger days following the robotaxi event, like 1.1 bill, 1.9. Thursday's event really following earnings really stood out with the 3.8 billion total option premium and net premium of 323 mil. You definitely saw that reflected in the stock as well with the just volume for common shares and just the price. There was a very positive reaction there to Tesla. And even Friday, 2.5 billion. I know sometimes people that maybe have never seen like the scope of like total premium on Tesla may not have realized that, for example, 3.8 billion worth buying and selling option premium occurred in one day. I know it's a pretty big number, very big number. Let's take a look at where on the hottest contracts. Let's take a look at where that actual top money is flowing or not flowing today. We'll sort it by premium. That's the easiest way I do it because I try to look where the top is at. We try to look for multi-leg to see if they're connected to other trades, which a lot of times with big names, big money, you're hedging whatever side of the position you've potentially taken. Not necessarily always long with just a single leg. Sometimes you hedge against your position. Could be a spread, a call debit, call credit spread. I mean, there's multiple ways to do it, but let's take a look today. 270s and the 275s is where the bulk of the premium, as well as the 270 puts and the 280 calls for this week. That's where the bulk of the premium is at this morning. And like the 270 put, for example, bid 17,000, asked, so you got buyers and sellers both in there. Some, whoever was selling puts here this morning at 870, not a bad time if they bought them back to close at 570. That's a trade. You could sell to open the put and then buy to close down here and capture that profit. That's one strategy, and that could be what's happening. It could also be those that don't believe in above 270, so they may be buying, looking for example, somebody could have been buying him around 550 and looking for Tesla to move down and 650. There's $100 gain on the contract, roughly 20% move, so not a bad little day trade right there if that's what you're into. 280 calls. You can see there a little bit of spike. They did get alerted on whales for volume over open interest while they were filling around 300. Did go all the way up to 433 on some of the fills. Not bad move. Down below alert, and the alert doesn't mean buy. It just meant it was alerted for volume. Pardon me. Volume over open interest. So, and you could set all kinds of custom alerts. It's so granular. You could get into just alerting for volume over interest, a specific contract, an entire sector, maybe just changes in the net flow, changes in the market tide. It's very granular. You can get all those, alerts sent to your desktop or to your device. If you're using like an iPad or your iPhone, send them to mobile, so you can get those alerts in real time. And those are some of the things that we see and some of the things that I post. And I don't necessarily jump in behind them. They're just things that will get our attention and we'll take a look at them. It's on us to kind of formulate the rest of the plan. Like, what's the volume? What's the price? What's the sentiment? What's the other side of the trades looking like? So we try to formulate some things that just try to make the best hypothesis and then manage the risk, formulate a plan, trade our plan, and preserve our capital, whether that be, capturing gains, taking gains quickly, cutting losers quickly. 265 put, 267 put. Let's take a look at the 265s. Bid volume. You see a lot of these, like I said, with the big names, they're going to be spread pretty half and half. It's not going to be, oh, that's what I need or that's what's going to happen. It's split because you just don't know. You got different buyers, different sellers, different strategies, different techniques here. So decent day on Tesla. Let's take a look at that daily chart though real quick. I just want to take a look at it again. It was a monster there. I'm getting up there though. We'll see. We'll see how we react. Higher, push higher, stay the same, consolidate. Take out of that weekly there. A newer high this week. That's always somewhat encouraging. I'd like to see more of that candle, but very early in the day, very